confirm the number of employees who've tested positive for COVID-19. Does the figure still stand at 19?
Yes, that's indeed correct, Faith. Good evening. Of the 19, 18 are Implats Marula employees, and one is a private health decision in town.
Is it true that most of the patients were actually asymptomatic? And then the question will be, how then were you able to pick up on the positive workers? What protocols do you guys have in place for detection?
Yeah, so indeed, I can confirm that every single one, all 19 were asymptomatic, and I must say that was quite a surprise to us. Obviously, in terms of getting the mine back online, we've implemented a range of protocols. The government protocols currently dictate that you test people that are symptomatic or have been in contact. We've gone over and above that, where we've instituted protocols where when people come back, that we couldn't completely satisfy ourselves in terms of how they've isolated themselves during the lockdown period, or maybe they come over a boundary or something like that. So we've got a range of risk measures that we've introduced as higher risk, and we've indeed been testing some of those individuals, and it's through that process that we've picked up these asymptomatic people. As I said, it's been quite a surprise to us, because certainly we didn't expect the prevalent rate in the community to be as high as what we found through the testing.
I mean, you also noted that most of the workers were allegedly picking up the virus from Burgersfort and surrounding settlements. How true is this, and what interventions have been subsequently put in place?
Yeah, so of the 17 of the employees all reside around the mine. So they're all locally, they were all based at the mine during the lockdown period. And quite clearly, I mean, I think the media has reported quite comprehensively about that. The industry, through the Chamber of Mines and through the new regulations promulgated by the Department of Mineral and Energy Affairs, have introduced a range of measures, which includes screening, hygiene, testing, and the wearing of PPE. All of our people have been wearing masks since they've come back. So there's a range of protocols that we are following religiously.
I mean, but obviously, if the workers are coming in from areas that would be infected, then it's a big cause for concern, because this may not necessarily be the last time, Johan, that you're confronted with such an epidemic.
Yes, indeed, and I think it's got probably good news and bad news, in the sense that people are asymptomatic, which means that the disease is not as severe when, in the population there. But of course, it makes it very hard to detect and to find people that are positive. So that you suggest that we will have to work, quite strongly with government, and we will, as a collective, have to increase our surveillance and testing in the community, not just for workers that return to work.
Johan, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but very quickly, will you be reopening the mines when?
Yeah, so that's a hard question to answer. Our workforce currently works 2 shifts, so half the workers have been at work this week. The other half is supposed to come next week, so they're not going to come. They've already been in isolation at their houses for a week. So if we start the mine in a week's time, then that portion of the workforce would have been away from the mine for 2 weeks, which is the current sort of 14-day isolation period. But there's a whole range of things that we need to do in terms of further testing, sanitizing, following up contacts. Based on what we find as we walk that path, only then will we be able to determine exactly when.
Johan Theron, who's the spokesperson of Implats, giving us the latest there from that mine in Limpopo, which has subsequently closed. Well, moving on.